All right, we're here. We did it.
Did it. We're back. I'm back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you.
I guess to people
Special.
listening, they never thought maybe that you left, but
Well, I mean, we talked about like my plans and the event last
the
week,
trip.
and
Yeah.
since then I've done a lot of driving up
Ugh.
and down the state.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we got a big, fun, packed summer game fest specific show this week.
Yep.
John's not here. He's somewhere in the States.
Yeah, he's enjoying his vacation.
Yeah, it sounds like he's doing a lot of fun stuff. I've on his Twitter. Hopefully, he's staying safe or with all those events and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like some pretty cool mini golf that I'm jealous about. But before we get into all the stuff that I've been doing, how was your week?
It's been okay. Some possible changes in my job situation might be happening. It won't affect this show or anything, but it's exciting. So I'm kind of
Okay, I was waiting for you to give like an adjective about it,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm in the back of my head thinking like, well, he wouldn't bring this up if he was like, I got laid off, guys.
Oh, no.
Yay.
No, nothing like that. Quite the opposite. Like a
Oh, okay.
position at a better company with much better pay and
Oh,
all
well,
that.
I hope you didn't jinx it by bringing it up. I'll knock on wood for you,
Well, I'm at the
or
last
whatever
stage.
this
I'm at the stage where they're checking to make sure I'm not a murderer.
background check. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
past all the intro stuff and I've been in constant contact with them about that stuff. It sounds pretty good, but I mean, shit can always happen.
Oh, for sure. And there was that one dude that you did kill. So like,
Right, I'm just hoping
yeah,
that body never got found. So fingers
exactly. Yeah.
crossed. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, you spent a lot of money with the cover up. Hopefully, it was secure.
Yeah, why do you think John had to go on vacation all of a sudden?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The behind the scenes.
Oh, because he helped me. I'm not I didn't kill John. That's
Because
not
you killed John. Yeah.
that's not what I meant to imply, but that's how it came out for sure.
Yeah. He fled the country, um, to a country where killing is fine. So like, he's good down here.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
Every time I look at the news, it makes me at like it's past the point of like, oh, those crazy Americans or something. It's like, oh, this is scary. Like I hope people that I like down there are okay.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
hey, as someone down here, it's like, holy shit, they just keep happening. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't laugh about it, then I don't. Yeah, there's no alternative. It's too depressing.
Uh, let's pivot away to something more fun, like video games,
Okay.
because this is the top-down perspective for
Yeah,
June 16th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
We're gonna skip what we've been playing this week, because news is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Um, except for, well, we're not gonna totally skip what we've been playing. I'm gonna talk about what I've been playing, but Paul isn't.
Hmm.
Because Paul
Right.
didn't go to an event, so
Right.
we don't care what he played this week.
True.
But yeah, so last weekend I drove down to LA to go to Geoff Keighley's Summer Game Fest Play Days event.
Oh, okay.
Um, Summer Game Fest is like the name of like the whole
The
kind
whole
of
thing. Yeah.
month-long internet collection of live streams. It's, I don't know, it's like a calendar. And then
Yeah.
Play Days is the name of the event. It was only open to media and I guess content creators, so theoretically like some influencers were maybe walking around.
Okay. Sure.
Actually, what was pretty funny about that is they had, those like tablets that are on like a Segway, and you can like remote control them. You know those things
Uh huh. Yeah.
for
Okay.
like, I think the original plan was for like hybrid work environments. You can like wheel around the office and come chat with somebody like as a tablet drives up next to your desk or whatever.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so they had some of those there, and they had employees of the event kind of like walking behind them to make sure they didn't like bump into somebody, or if they got like
Uh
stuck
huh.
or something, or to kind of like relay like a handler basically for these. And the people that were on like in the iPad was like Twitch streamers.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So these iPads had like little name tags with the Twitch channel on it, and they would just like come up to one of the game booths, and you're just like looking at it and be like, oh, there's, I think I've seen that person on Twitch before, and then theoretically that person is like streaming this, and
That
then
makes
there's
sense. Yeah.
like a handler who's just following this iPad around, being like, hey, is there something, what do you want to check out next? You know,
Oh man.
technically there is a speaker, but it's loud here, so they can't really hear you. and, and it was so insane. Like,
What a
the
weird
handlers,
future.
it was definitely like a Twitter shitty future, like robot thing. Because the handlers, they were on a complete spectrum of like, this is a job, I'm gonna put on a smile and do my job, to like, this is so fucking boring, I'm going to text because this Twitch streamer has no idea what I'm doing. I'm behind
Yeah.
iPad, so I'm just gonna like text my friends.
Oh,
And
I got this like bad picture of just like this 50-year-old tired employee following around like a 12-year-old on an iPad that's just like, lift me up, fool, I need to see the game better.
yeah, I mean, I didn't see any like age disparity like that. Everyone seemed, I don't know, in like their 20s, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I could not hear what the Twitch streamer was saying because it was loud in there, and it was an iPad speaker.
Was there any you
So,
recognized like by name?
by name, no, but there was one person where it's like, oh, I have seen you on my Twitter feed, but I don't follow you in any way. So like, somebody
Oh,
liked your account once. So there was one
interesting.
person, there was one girl I recognized, but that was about it. I also
Okay.
tried not to like stare for too long because there's a camera.
Yeah.
And theoretically, they would have like been able to see me, and I just didn't want to like gawk at this person who's like streaming to who, I don't know how long. Like,
So I guess I put out to the internet now that there's probably live stream VOD footage somewhere of Sean glancing over at somebody from
oh,
the
for sure,
show floor. Go find that
absolutely,
and give us the
yeah.
clip.
I mean, so that was kind of one of the things with Play Days, is it was small.
Yeah.
It was pretty. It was like the size of maybe like a hotel ballroom.
Okay, sure.
So there was probably only like 100 people there at any given moment. So I am sure that I'm in the background of a lot of interviews, a lot of like show floor video blogs or whatever. Like I'm positive I will have shown up
Sure.
because there was people walking around. I was walking around with like a camera on a gimbal and just like shooting the floor and whatnot. And
Yeah.
so like I'm sure I will show up in random places in the background. um it was cool though. I did the interview with Geoff Keighley on the
Yep.
second day,
I watched
and
it.
that was oh, did you?
I did watch it, yeah.
Um
I thought it
you
was
know,
very good. I was
okay. But you're obviously just
I
saying
mean,
that because we're speaking face to face.
no, I actually thought it was quite good. The only problem is that you didn't say, Jeff, do you listen to the Top Down Perspective live every Thursday night on twitch.tv?
I should have been like, hey, would you mind doing just a quick sign, like a soundbite, just like a, hey, this is Geoff Keighley, and you're watching the Top Down Perspective.
He seemed cool enough that he would probably do it, even if he like didn't love the idea of it. Actually,
There's absolutely no way I would have asked him to do that. I had like my professional face on for that interview for sure. Well, hey, thank you for watching the video. No one else did, but that's neither here nor there.
That's not true. I recognize somebody that commented on the video. Yeah,
that is true. I also recognize. Shout out. You know who you are. Thank you for that. I don't know. I had a lot of fun getting to meet him, getting to talk to him about what were some of my questions. I asked him about how he felt about unionization in the games industry.
I was a little. I gotta be honest with you. I was a little impressed you asked real questions, because I honestly kind of thought this would be like a fluff piece of like, Jeff, what's your favorite game here? But yeah, you asked him about like okay. There were just like basic things like that. I like your question about how do you kind of like expand this next year or whatever. I like that you kind of did the like E3's kind of dead, right? Question. And like, what do you think about that? I like that you just straight up said like you talked out against harassment. Do you think it's better? Like that sort of thing. I was actually pretty impressed at your questions, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't take all the credit. Some of the questions were a bit of a brainstorm between me and some coworkers. But I want to say 75% of those questions were me kind of reworking some ideas into questions for sure.
The chat is right. I can't believe you didn't ask what cereal mascot would win a battle royale.
Again, I was professional, Sean. There's absolutely no way I'm doing that.
Because oh man, I actually am curious what his answer would have been. I was gonna say his answer is he's probably Count Chocula Man, but I don't think so, actually.
I mean, keep in mind, I'm doing this interview. I have a cameraman from work also there.
Totally.
And I have Jeff's handler person also right off screen watching this. So it's not just me and him goofing around. There's people around.
There's people being paid to make sure that this goes well right now.
Yeah, exactly. There's only so much I could do it. So yeah, for those who didn't watch it, I asked about consolidation and acquisitions in the space, what he thought about that. Like you said, I asked about, E3, they say that's coming back. How do you feel the two of you guys coexisting? And at the end there, I threw in hey, we're both Canadian. What are some places you'd recommend people go and see? Because I bet people don't really ask him that.
Totally. And he sounded kind of like, oh, shit, okay. His first answer, I was just like, yeah, everybody says that. Vancouver is beautiful, but everybody says that. I was actually more impressed with his I can't remember the name of it, but just out of
Muskoka,
the Muskoka County
Ontario
area or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just he has parents living up there. And I'm like, this is cool. Nobody ever asked Geoff where do you like hanging out in Canada or whatever.
Well, I have I have the unique background that lends itself to that.
Totally.
Yeah, no, it was real cool. Such a fun opportunity, and at a personal note, arguably one of the best videos I've gotten to work on in my career.
Sure.
That was
so far.
Giant explosion outside my window.
Oh, it didn't come through to me, at least. Okay. I guess.
Anyways, apart from the Geoff Keighley stuff, Playday's event, anything you want to specifically know, maybe that you were seeing popping up on the internet?
Specifically, no, because I didn't see a lot of that. Obviously, we're going to talk about the conferences. I am a little bit curious how that event looks in the wake of the pandemic and COVID in general. Did they force you to have the mask? Did they do any tests or any of that sort of stuff? I'm just curious about that aspect.
No, you had to be vaccinated. You had to show proof of vaccination before you checked in.
Okay.
They did not force masks, although a good chunk of people were wearing masks.
Yeah.
At the same time, a good chunk of people were not. I personally am someone who is always masking if I'm indoors, so I wore my mask the whole time. And when I was setting up the interview, I asked, "Hey, is there a chance I can interview Keighley outside?" And they did have an outdoor space, which is where we did it. So that was really nice. So I felt comfortable taking my mask off outside to talk to him.
Yep. Makes sense.
That was pretty much the COVID protocols. Other than that, it was. They had big open doors and big open windows. It wasn't actually a hotel ballroom. It was an event space that opens up into an alley and an outdoor patio area. Yeah. So there was good ventilation going on the whole time.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as I know, I don't have COVID, but like I said, I took a lot of precautions.
No, it was more a question of how is an industry only thing kind of look with the COVID protocol, because as we've kind of seen, expo centers or whatever are just we don't care anymore. So I was just wondering if they're that smaller, tighter knit of people, if it's less people, they could obviously just say we want proof of vaccination, and it sounds like they did. So stuff like that's cool.
Honestly, the percentage of people wearing masks at this is higher than anywhere else I go to these days.
Just in general.
Yeah, people at the grocery store, it's maybe 25% still wear masks, whereas this place, I would say probably 60% were wearing masks.
Sure. Okay.
They gave free shaved ice at all times. You could just go get some shaved ice. So that was pretty awesome. They gave everybody 4 drink vouchers and 4 meal vouchers. They had food trucks out front. So each day I went and got 2 lunches. I had so many meal vouchers to burn through.
Why wouldn't you? Honestly.
Yeah.
What was your food of the show? We'll call it.
There was these fish tacos that I was a pretty big fan of.
Okay.
Although there was a chicken sandwich that I did order twice. That was pretty good too. So I liked that quite a bit. The food was pretty good. Never, I haven't been to E3, but everyone there was like, "Man, this is so much better than the stuff you get at E3."
Sure.
But like, I went and got shaved ice like 3 times because it was so hot. Oh my god, it was so hot there. And luckily, the event space, the indoor part was air conditioning. But even sitting outside, it was like if you didn't have shade, you would just start sweating. Even my interview, like afterwards, I was like, God, I hope my sweaty shirt did not show up on camera, but I managed to survive.
Well, I accidentally started playing your video in the background because I clicked the link in chat without reading.
Yeah, no, it was super fun. So some of the games that were there, Street Fighter 6, that was probably the biggest one.
Did you play it?
I did.
Okay, how does it feel?
Mean, fine. You're also talking to somebody who doesn't play Street Fighter, so like
Okay.
my opinion on this means nothing. But I can say I've played some Street Fighter 6. I think I can't even remember. Did I win my first match? The guy I was playing with was also like, I'm not really a Street Fighter. I was like, yeah, I played some Mortal Kombat, but like I'm not Street Fighter.
Did they just have like a setup with like you can pick a character and then play, or did you get to try some of that weird open world like moving around the map thing, or like how did
It's just one-on-one fights.
Okay.
They had Ryu, Chun-Li, Luke,
and Guile
and
probably. Oh, and Jamie probably.
Guile. Is Jamie the drunken fighter?
The drunken fighter.
Where's like yellow, and I think it has like a braided ponytail or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the fourth one then. Yeah, so there's just those 4 characters. Yeah, I mean, like it seems fine. Everyone who I've kind of heard talking about it was saying it feels a lot slower than Street Fighter 5. I'm not a Street Fighter player, so I'm really not the person to talk about it. But
okay,
so that was there. Sonic Frontiers was there.
Okay, I need to know if the stuff that they've shown is actually just like this is a bad like slice of tech demo shit that seems it has no purpose, or like how is that thing?
That was probably the strangest game. It had like the most embargoes wrapped around it.
Okay.
It was one of the few games where like they actually straight up were like, no, you cannot take footage of these TVs. And I was like, oh, okay, I will delete this video that I had. I believe I can talk about it. I think all the embargo stuff was up on the 13th.
Okay.
But what was crazy about like some of the like filming embargoes was it was like that wasn't posted anywhere.
Yeah.
And there's people just walking around shooting videos. So it's like if the person running the booth like didn't see you, you didn't sign anything.
Oh, if you didn't sign anything, then I mean, you can't do it because you work for a company, but like some random influencer can do whatever the fuck they want and just kind of.
Yeah, I did end up signing something, which is crazy because like I wasn't even playing it, but they had everyone who was playing it sign something, and one of my coworkers was playing, and I was just like, oh, hey, I'll sit down beside you and chat with you while you're playing, and they're like, can we get you to sign something too? But I think that embargo lifted up on the 13th.
Okay.
That game looks rough as hell.
Yeah, it didn't look great from the bit that they showed. So
no, I didn't like. I was watching it. It looks just kind of like they shoehorned a polygonal like 3D Sonic game.
It does look
into
like
an open world. It doesn't seem that interesting. The video quality looks poor. It almost looked like it was 720 that they just like upscaled it. Like a bunch of the text was like broken and fuzzy. Like it didn't fit the aspect ratio. Honestly, like, yeah, I don't know. And I'm hearing online there are straight up like Sonic fan petitions asking Sega to delay this game and keep working on it. And Sega's going, no, you guys just don't get it. And I believe that's an actual quote.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Part of me, when they first showed off Frontiers, it was like, oh, that's interesting. I've liked the last few games where they're like, let's make this an open thing. Kirby was cool when they kind of did that. I loved Mario and Breath of the Wild, obviously. This, I was hoping I would be more into it, but like, it just kind of looks like a dull, boring ass game.
So I can't remember who said it, but somebody on Twitter said it succinctly, where they're like, this looks like a tech demo for like an Unreal indie Sonic project.
Yeah, I was hearing that a lot when like some of the first kind of footage came up of Sonic like running around. It's also crazy, like in the bottom left corner, there's this like 4-quadrant little diamond showing, I guess, your current level of attack, defense, speed, and I don't remember what the other one is. And it's just that's there at all times, and like so during the demo, at least in this demo, you would just see like, oh, you're 1 out of 50 on Sonic Foot.
Hmm.
1 out of 50 on Sonic Sword, which I'm assuming is his attack. That's just there at all times. Like, why would you have that on screen at all times? And I guess you can upgrade your attack 50 times.
Great.
I don't know, man. Like, it just seems like such a like they are really just like shoehorning it in there. They should delay this game. I do not understand why they won't.
Sonic Frontiers gameplay demo leak. Okay, let me take a quick look here. This looks so. If you've seen the official thing they've released, this looks very similar.
Yeah. I mean, I did see some stuff that I hadn't seen online yet. I'm gonna not talk about that just in case you can't. But it did not instill any more like faith in that product. So
does it have anything to do with what I'm looking here? Him skate or snowboarding down a thing and then running real fast. Does it have to do with Sonic running really fast in the world?
I mean, yeah, but that's all Sonic, I guess.
Yeah, you know, from the like things I have seen of this, the thing that kind of bummed me out the most was seeing when you lose momentum, how long it takes to just like start up again in your walking animation. He is like so slow until he starts moving again.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like Sonic has like a momentum problem, and anytime you're not running fast, it just feels bad. Like it's
bad.
It's a flow state game that like tries to knock you out of the flow state, and you know that's always a bummer. Like Sonic games are bad.
Yeah, they can be. Yeah. At the very best, they're usually fun. I find them fun, but yeah. I'm going to not talk about some of the other stuff I'm watching this video just in case it somehow gets you in trouble. But people can look that up.
I don't think it would get me in trouble. I think you'd be fine. What else was on the show floor? They had a whole bunch of the games that were shown at the Day of the Devs stream.
Okay. Yeah.
Not all of them, but a bunch of them. Time Flies is very cool. You're a fly and you pick your nationality, and based on which country you pick, your lifespan increases or decreases by a few seconds. So for example, like American is like 77 seconds long, but if you're a Canadian fly, you're like 83 seconds long, so you just live a bit longer.
Yeah, this is a game by that one psychopath, right? He does weird shit. Hold on, let me
I have no idea who you're talking about. The developer was not there for this one. I do not know who the developer is. It kind of reminded me a bit of Minute, where it's like you have a certain length of time, you just kind of interact with the world, and there's like fun little like almost WarioWare-esque mini games you can take part in, whether it be just like knock over this domino. You basically get a checklist, and you want to try and complete the whole checklist within your lifespan. It's goofy. It's a real minimalist art style because it's just black and white, very pixely. I would recommend it. It's called Time Flies. Maybe take a look at some stuff online. I'm sure there's stuff there.
Yeah, this is one of the ones from that that video or whatever that I found pretty interesting. This one.
Birth was another highlight for me. This is a pretty much just a point and click adventure game, but with some really great art. Very like gothic looking, and you're basically like rebuilding skeletons of different animals while interacting with weird animal skeleton people in like coffee shops and whatnot. Just a really great looking art style, like a hand drawn kind of looking art style. Again, that was Birth. A little to the left is just a game about simple pleasures of organizing stuff.
Okay, I'm in.
So if you just like the concept of there's three fruits in front of you, and you just got to peel off the stickers. Got to peel the sticker off the fruit.
Oh, this sounds like a new obsession for Nathan with his work time fun.
I guess a little bit. I felt like it scratched a bit of the itch of unpacking. It did, but on a much kind of more simple one, where it's just like, hey, here's a bunch of keys. just organize them, and you can organize them from like biggest to smallest in a line.
I
And
did
there's
see
some real
this.
satisfying like audio, and it'll kind of snap into place, like they'll kind of magnetize to a specific time. But there's also multiple solutions for how you can organize them. So when you complete one stage, you get like 1 star, and then you realize, oh wait, there's 2 other stars. I could have organized those keys in different ways. So there's a little bit of replay value. Just a real kind of simple little game.
There's a demo
Again,
for
that's
that also for people who are interested. I just looked it up.
yeah, that's a little to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Animal Well is cool. It's a like uh it's a puzzle platformer, castle Metroidvania-esque, the developer said, although I didn't get to play much of it. The Day of the Devs demos were super strange because by design they only gave you 5 minutes with each one. So it was kind of like speed dating for playing demos,
Okay.
which is weird because you would play some games, like one of them was called Bear and Breakfast, which is kind of like a Stardew Valley-esque
I
game.
remember that one.
A lot of like building your furniture in your house and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like I have 5 minutes to learn how to like build a table with these like crafting mechanics. It's like no. So that person was just like, hey, click this, then click this, then click this. Now you can put the table there. All right, now click this. Like they were just like hand holding you through it. So some games kind of lent themselves better to a 5 minute demo. Some of them didn't. But yeah. Anyways, Animal Well is a cool Metroidvania style platformer from one dude who's been working on it for like 5 years. Paul, I'm sure that'll be right up your alley for sure.
I'm looking at it right now and I'm pissed off there's no demo. It looks absolutely fantastic.
One game that I super was into was Desta, which
Okay.
is by Us2 Games, who did the Monument Valley games.
Is
This
this
is a
the memories between?
yes, that's the subtitle.
Okay.
This is a tactics dodgeball game
Oh,
where
this.
you are battling to relieve like feelings and stuff. So your teammates are like your childhood best friend or like your 6th grade teacher who you weren't a fan of and stuff like that. Real great look. It's coming to everything, but we were playing it on a iPad. It's being published by Netflix, so this is going to be one of the games you can play with your Netflix subscription. So
Great. Mm-hmm.
I guess I have access to that. So I guess cool. Glad to hear that. That game looked very cool. And then some other things that I played. I played that Metal Doom game, Hellsinger, Metal
Yeah,
Hellsinger, I
Metal
think it's called.
Hellsinger. Yep.
I played that. That is just Doom with
To a
metal
beat.
to a beat. Yeah,
Yep.
like it is very Doom. So if you like Doom, you'll like this. If you like metal music, as your multiplier goes up, more of the song comes in. Like they'll add more of the instruments in, and when you get to like the top multiplier, the vocals then come in. So it's a real good flow state kind of game.
Yeah, it's been getting some big talk from people that are kind of into the Doom verse.
Sure.
Yeah.
I played the new expansion for Outriders Worldslayer as an Outriders fan.
I just want it.
I only played like the first mission because they just like, from what I could tell, the demo they had there was just the expansion. Like it's ready to go. Like after the first mission, it dumps you into another like hub town, and I was like, all right, I'm bouncing out of this because I'm gonna play this. I don't need to play much more of this.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, that was there. Some cool stuff. Like there wasn't a ton there, but there was like enough to fill like the day and a half I spent there. The place across the street in Niantic had a little like after party.
Okay.
With some of the best pizza I've ever had.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Okay.
even remember the name of the restaurant it was at.
What type of pizza was it?
I think I had a pepperoni one. I don't know. Honestly, like I was pretty hungry and I was just saying yes to every time someone walked by with like a little like appetizer, like, oh, would you like some deep fried asparagus? And I was like, yep, sure.
Yep.
Cool. I'm very hungry right now.
Yeah.
But the pizza there, we were like, can you just like leave that pizza here? Because there's like 8 of us at this table. They're like, no, we can only really like give out slices to people. And we're like, all right, well. So I only got like 2 slices of pizza, but it was too greasy, but it was very tasty.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. Good time. Definitely worth driving for super, like, how much driving did I do? Like 14 hours probably over the course of that weekend, down and up.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was that far.
Well, yeah, San Francisco to LA is like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah. And then traffic on top of it.
When we were going home, the other half, like the second half of the weekend, I was there for a wedding, so we were actually in Orange County, which is just below LA.
Right.
So driving through LA added like almost 2 hours
right.
Of additional traffic on the way up. So that was like an 8-hour drive. But yeah, good weekend, super busy. Can't wait for the next event. Bring it on, which I guess maybe is like PAX.
Okay.
So I just booked my plane tickets to go to PAX.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So.
Nice. For work or fun? I guess I was going to ask you that. Just
at the moment, it's just for fun. I'm going to pitch work on like, hey, would you like me to like shoot some video there? And I did apply for like a media pass to like save me like $300 because PAX passes are expensive now.
Totally.
So I get TBD on what exactly I'm going to be doing there.
Sure.
Okay, so that was my weekend, my very busy weekend. But let's talk about the news that happened.
Yes.
We've got some major live stream stuff. I don't know if we have to go through like beat by beat everything that happened, but maybe let's go kind of back and forth and shout out some trailers or games that we were super interested that were shown.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna have to go through these.
We'll kind of just do these in order. Okay. Starting with the Summer Game Fest stream, which happened Thursday morning, I believe.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of like looking through some of this stuff. This was funny. This was the one where they announced all the Last of Us info that got leaked right beforehand.
Yeah.
So they're remastering The Last of Us again.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like that first game came out I think it's 9 years ago, and it's already gotten 2 remasters at this point. But coming to PS5 is Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah.
They also talked about the multiplayer game that they have. So it's the multiplayer from Last of Us 1.
Mm-hmm.
And they have broken it out into its own thing where it is going to be like a live service game they're working on. They didn't show it. They didn't talk too much about it, but that's coming in the future. I believe people were pretty into that. I don't think I ever played it, but I remember hearing people pretty into it.
Yeah, Naughty Dog has a weird habit of like accidentally, maybe not accidentally, just having really fun multiplayer modes in their single player games. I love the Uncharted multiplayer for a while. So
yeah. What about you? Okay, so do you have a game that stuck out to you from this live stream?
Yeah, probably. Hold on a second. I need to know what game is this called here. I need to know what Routine is because I think that looks like it might be horrifying.
that was the theme of this live stream.
Horrific space for one.
I was gonna say horror games in space. There was like 4 of them at least. Like they're doing so many of that. But yeah, so which one? I'm trying to find the Routine one because
Routine is the one that had the fucked up like robot thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it looked good visually. I'm not going to play a horror game, but yeah.
The thing about that trailer was I really liked how the audio was. I really liked the sounds those things were making. It was just so creepy. So I need to see what that is.
I'm going to call out Goat Simulator 3.
Okay, sure.
For spoofing the Dead Island 2 trailer.
So I was watching these with people and I was just like, holy shit, Dead Island or whatever. And I felt like such a moron. But then I started like watching other people's reactions and stuff. I'm like, oh, everybody fucking fell for it. Okay, good.
It's also funny. Yeah, obviously the joke, there is no Goat Simulator 2. It's just this one, so they just skipped it.
I fell for that too. I straight up was like, I missed Goat Simulator 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you got another one?
Nightingale. I really want to just play Nightingale at this point. I was a little bit worried what they were going to do with the survival thing, but like the whole finding means to craft these cards that open up portals into other worlds and stuff is just batshit insane, and I really want to see that thing.
Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course.
Sure.
Showed some more of that. That was at Playdays. I did play a little bit of it, and then I was quickly reminded I am absolutely trashed at Cuphead.
Sure.
But just yesterday, I was like, I did not play a ton of Cuphead. I should try and get through that before this comes out, because that comes out June 30th. So I'm getting better at Cuphead, and I'm gonna play that. That expansion, or that DLC, I should say, is like $8.
Oh, I guess I didn't even think about. I don't know why I got so like used to free DLC or DLC like on Game Pass or something. It's like, all right,
Well,
yeah,
I was coming at it from the other side. I was expecting this to be
like a full
more
price thing.
expensive because they've been working on this for so long, and they kept talking about like how big it's going to be, and like they've been putting so much work into it, and then hearing they're only charging $8, it's like, oh great, fantastic, I will absolutely play that.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even think about that they would charge for it, but yeah, that makes sense. Sure. Kind of like the things I'm into are pretty thematically similar. It was great to see some gameplay of Witchfire.
Okay.
The first person magic shooter with magic.
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer right now.
Dark fantasy BioShock is what a lot of people say, but I hope.
I think Witchfire is such a just like nothing name.
The name
like,
is
that could be
pretty
any video game.
The name's pretty unremarkable for sure. Yeah, but I hope that thing's good.
All right, my next call out is going to be the segment where The Rock showed up.
Oh yeah, I don't care about The Rock.
He sent in a video from his like home gym or whatever, where he advertised his energy drink and
Zoa
the Black
or
Adam
whatever.
movie.
Yeah.
Yes. And I guess his character in Fortnite. It was a weird video where he wasn't even like looking at the camera the whole time. You have to imagine like if The Rock sends you a video to be on your show, you're not going to get the opportunity to like send him notes back. Like you get whatever The Rock sends you, and then so just imagine like the situation Keighley finds himself in, where it's like, well, I guess I'm going to forward this MP3 off, or this MP4 off to the video producer and just give them a shrug emoji.
Yeah, probably.
But that was super weird. All right, those are my highlights from the stream. If you have more, keep going through them.
Yeah, I was happy to see Warhammer 40K Darktide. I was happy to see like a bunch of gameplay from that.
Speaking of that, I played a level of that.
Yeah. Is it
the event?
Is it Vermintide with guns?
It is absolutely Vermintide with guns.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
Okay.
It was playing fine. I'm trying to remember which character I was playing. I was like, I think it was like the soldier and whatnot. They have like a magic user. They have like a big burly tank looking guy, and then I had a soldier that was like more gun focused. Everyone gets like a gun and a sword for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is just another Left 4 Dead game. It seemed fine. I liked Vermintide 2 enough, so yeah, I'll play that.
Yeah, and then of course the Callisto Protocol. But like at this point, I'm so sick of hearing that name and seeing video. I just want to play it. I just want to be in that. Well, I don't want to be in that world, but I want to see that product because that thing is horrifyingly Dead Space, and I'm so excited.
That was a funny trailer because they just straight up kill the dude in like the blender thing. So like, good for them, I guess.
That was brutal.
All right, more for you, or do you want to move to the next one?
No, I'm good.
This next one, Devolver, I loved this whole show.
Yeah. Suda's perfect for this. Like, he fits so well in this. I loved him.
Him being just a weird, broken robot, just shouting nonsense lines. That was super fun.
The never-ending story thing. It's really good. The
never-ending story bit was very good. Yeah, like, Devolver puts on some of the most enjoyable like live streams each year at E3. They're tight and they're fast. This was like 20-25 minutes, but like if I'm going to recommend one, you should watch this one just because of how easy it was. I almost want to shout out at each one of these games.
I mean, there's only one I cared about personally.
Okay, you go first then.
I mean the Plucky Squire.
The
Even
Plucky Squire.
this article says Plucky Square, which is hilarious to me, but Plucky Squire.
And way to go, Kotaku Australia. Yeah, the Plucky Squire looks like it looked fantastic when it was like a 2D platformer, and then he comes out of the book and just a gorgeously rendered, like Toy Story-esque. You're like a little character in a big room. It looks so good. Like, I cannot wait. That's coming next year.
It's the game that made me that wowed me from this. Because, like, the one that I'm excited for is Cult of the Lamb, but I've seen that already. Like, I just want to play it now.
So I was actually going to say, the Cult of the Lamb is the one I'm the least interested in.
Okay, that's fair.
But I'll just go through them kind of in order. Angerfoot? Angerfoot seems very fun.
Yeah.
Loved the style. It kind of seems like a first-person Hotline Miami, where your primary form of weapon is kicking the fuck out of people.
Yeah, this seems like it could go either way for me. Like, it could be just super fun the whole way through, or a joke that got boring after an hour. Like, I don't know yet.
I guess we'll see. I also just think Angerfoot is a good name.
That name is great. The vibe from the trailer is great too.
They showed Card Shark, which has been out for about a week. I've been playing it. I'll talk much more about it next week, but Card Shark is very cool.
Yeah, this I do not give a shit about at all.
Okay, well, maybe I will do my best to change your opinion.
Sure.
When I talk about it more, because it is cool. It's by the Reigns developers,
right?
And they made another cool, like, non-card game. You like cheat, but I'll talk about it once I played more of it for sure.
Sure.
And they showed the Plucky Squire, and then they ended with Skate Story. That this thing looked so fucking cool.
This has a lot of style to it for sure. I am interested to see how it plays because if it's fun mechanically, then I'm super in. It just looked like it's the type of skating game I don't like, but we'll see.
I think it has, like, this trailer looks fantastic with some of the best lines. The line in the trailer is, "You are a demon made of pain and glass, and you must skate."
Yeah.
And I just think that is such a cool sentence.
It's very good. Yeah.
It is such a vibe. But yeah, like, it looks, you're like some weird glass person skating around. There's weird, like, polygonal artifact of effects happening everywhere. This is just like a striking trailer to watch.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. If it plays good at all, then I'm super in. I'm just a little bit worried about how it plays.
We will definitely see. Again, yeah. I think like all of these games are coming 2023. Yeah, looks like it. Cult of Lamb is August 11th. And like I said, Card Shark is already out. So all those games look great. Loved that conference. Super funny.
Yep.
Definitely liked it. Okay, this next one, Xbox.
Arguably the biggest one.
Like, definitely arguably the biggest. I thought in terms of like the audience spectrums they are hitting, I think there was like something for everyone here, and I thought there was some absolute like holy shit.
Yeah, I was
like
impressed.
Moments in this. It was extremely enjoyable.
I was expecting a decent amount, and I was actually pretty impressed. Important thing to note, every game that they showed is releasing within 12 months in the year.
Right, not every game that they talked about, but almost every,
with footage.
Yeah. Yes. And also not just like trailers, like gameplay sometimes. And I think Spencer even came out beforehand and was saying like, hey, one of our feedbacks last year was people wanted to see gameplay of some of it. So
that's all I care about.
Gameplay.
I don't care about trailers. Gameplay all the time.
I think this one we almost kind of have to go through like almost everything shown here.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Kind of in order. Yep. They come out with a big long presentation on Redfall. We finally get to see what you're doing, and it's an arcane game, but you're playing vampires, and you can do the whole thing co-op. It sounds like.
I was disappointed seeing online that a lot of people. Well, I guess like on my feed or whatever, a bunch of people were saying like yawn and stuff like that. Like I thought it looked cool. So
yeah, I'm with you. This looked so cool. Like
I don't know what they were talking about.
This is Arcane Austin, so it is the Dishonored people.
Yeah.
So if you like those games, it's going to be more of that, and the fact that you can play it in co-op, like I'm there. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course Game Pass. So like. Absolutely.
Like, basically everything I cared about that they showed was Game Pass, and that's just great.
Right after this, to I think everyone's shock,
Yeah.
Silk Song gets a trailer.
Yeah.
Like, this was just a wow moment. Um, After I think years is a good term of people clamoring every single Nintendo Direct,
Yeah.
show Silk Song, show Silk Song, and then it shows up at the Xbox live stream.
Yep.
Wow,
Huge.
that was pretty impressive. Absolutely no new info or like a
No, I know.
release date or anything, but Game Pass day one.
Man, honestly, I was hoping for a release date. I kind of almost didn't care if they showed anything except a date on the screen.
I am curious kind of what that means for like how far out it is if they don't even have like a window.
Yeah.
But who knows? And like Game Pass, hell yeah.
Yeah.
High on Life, this one didn't really do much for me. It's by the Rick and Morty creators, so they're making another one. Justin Roiland is making another.
Yeah, as soon as Justin
game.
Roiland's voice started, I was just like, oh, God. But I don't know. It looks quirky enough that it might be interesting. Game Pass, so sure, I'll probably...
Game Pass again. Yeah,
look
I'll
at
give
it.
it a try. Why not? Exactly. Here's another kind of big surprise. This I thought was a pretty big deal. Like, all of Riot's games are coming to PC Game Pass.
This is way bigger than a big deal. Because not only are they coming to Game Pass, all their fucking champions are unlocked on it. That's insane.
Yeah, so, like, this is hundreds of dollars you're just getting for having Game Pass now if you're a League fan. So there was 5 games they talked about. League of Legends, you're getting every champion. League of Legends Wild Rift, you're getting every champion. Legends of Runeterra, you're getting the Foundations set unlocked.
I don't know what that means.
Teamfight Tactics, you're getting select little legends unlocked, and Valorant, you're getting all agents unlocked.
I guess to put this in perspective, because I didn't know the number, it's $641 to buy every champion in League of Legends, and that's of last year, so it might be actually more depending on what they've added.
That is insane. You gotta wonder, like, how much money did Microsoft pay Riot to get all that?
It's in, yeah. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
It's like
this partnership is insane.
You look at Game Pass and you're just like, Game Pass is a fantastic deal. Like, Game Pass is a fantastic deal, and you keep saying that over and over, and then Game Pass is like, hold my beer.
Yeah, Game Pass is one upping
itself.
Let me do
not one better, I'll do 2 better. And it's like, holy shit, Game Pass. Like if they upped the price, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure. I would happily pay double. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. If we get to the conversation at some point, which I kind of think maybe we will one day, where Game Pass is like, guys, it's $25 a month now or whatever, I still think you're hard pressed to complain about it. Like, I don't know. This is insane.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, no, it is. Again, though, like, I'm sure, knock on wood, the shoe's going to drop. Something's going to happen. We are in the golden era. Like, soak it up while you can.
Yeah, it's going to go bad for us eventually. You're right.
Something's going to change. You know, the market will shift and it won't be as great.
Yeah.
Like, that just has to happen.
Totally. Yep.
Plague Tale Requiem. I like that first game a lot. I will happily play the sequel.
I need it. I need it now.
Absolutely. Yep. Also, Game Pass. Yes.
Yep.
They showed the new Motorsport, the new Forza Motorsport. Sounds like it's a bit of a reboot. Not a lot of like info really. Like, those cars look great.
Yeah, I don't care about this myself.
I mean, it's Game Pass. I'll give it a try. It's not the Horizon game, so I'm not super interested in it. But I am curious to kind of see what the next big racing game from the Forza team is.
Sure.
There was an update to Flight Simulator. Not super interested in that part. They gave if you have stuff for Flight Simulator, go ahead.
Yeah, Pelican. They added the fucking Halo ship.
That's true, yes. I think they also added helicopters is part of that as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Overwatch 2, they did a early access date on consoles, October 4th. They showed a new hero, so sure.
The Junker Queen.
Right, Junker Queen, yep.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what this next one is. Aura, History Untold.
Seems like a Civ.
Yep.
Civ game.
Fallout 76 expansion, again, not my interest.
Sure.
Yeah. This next one, though, Forza Horizon 5,
Yeah.
Hot Wheels, they're bringing the Hot Wheels expansion back. Absolutely. Forza Horizon 3's Hot Wheels expansion was fantastic. I love when they do these like zany expansion packs because they are absolute great content. Cannot wait. That's coming July 19th. I will be playing that day one. I can't wait to like drive around Mexico on these dumb orange tracks with like the boosts through like the volcanoes and shit.
Yep,
Hell
this
yeah.
gets me back in. Yep.
There you go.
Sure.
Yeah. The Vin Diesel game, Arc 2, showed up again. He's still riding a dinosaur.
Yep.
Okay. Scorn?
This is my game of the show. I've been waiting for Scorn for fucking years. And not only do they show more than a couple screenshots, there's like a full thing that they showed for it. It's coming in October. I am so fucking excited.
Another space horror game, it looks like?
I don't necessarily know that it's like the space part is... It's definitely an alien planet of sorts.
Yeah, it looks very Aliens or Prometheus inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that thing not only exists, but is coming.
Flintlock got a release window of early 2023. I think this game looked pretty good. I had been not very interested in it, but I thought this trailer looked pretty good.
God of War vibes from the combat and movement.
Kind of the old over-the-shoulder look of it, yeah.
Yep.
Minecraft Legends, this had been kind of rumored of a Minecraft RTS.
Yeah.
After Minecraft Dungeons was pretty good, I'll play this, sure. Like Game Pass.
Yeah, and this has something Minecraft Dungeons doesn't by the looks of it, and that's an actual building mechanic where you build something. Anyways, in that trailer, they build like a thing, a structure of some sort.
These next ones are not huge, but if you're into them, feel free to talk more. Lightyear Frontier and Gunfire Reborn.
Gunfire Reborn is fantastic, but like they're just adding more to it. What are they doing? Oh, this is just coming to Game Pass. I guess that's their...
This was launched on PC and mobile in 2020, and now it's coming to Game Pass in October.
Yeah, that game is fantastic.
I mean, I'll play it. Okay, good to know. This next one, I love the name of this one. I thought the look of it was also very cool. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. That is a powerful name for a detective. Love it. It looks kind of like a almost Lovecraftian puzzle platformer with like, or almost, because there's definitely some combat, so it almost kind of looks like a Dead Cells, especially with some of the lighting. This just looks cool. I thought this looked very cool.
Yeah, this is super up my alley. This got me excited.
Spring 2023, day one on Game Pass.
Yep.
As Dusk Falls, this is a like visual novel that's like heavily like with a lot of motion graphics and like motion comic looks to it. This is coming in July 19th. This has been announced before. I'm looking forward to this for sure as a big fan of visual novels.
Sure.
Naraka Blade Point. I guess this is a big game overseas, and it's coming to Xbox in North America.
Yeah, it has its fans over here too. I don't find it that appealing, but yeah.
It's a battle royale, like melee focused.
Yeah,
from what I understand. This next one I'm super interested. Pentiment, which this is from Obsidian. From what I understand, this is going to be kind of their version of... Oh, what's the game I'm thinking of? Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
Kind of their take on a Disco Elysium. However, this is set in the 16th century. So a lot of kind of kooky jokes and animations there. Like, I think this just looks delightful. And of course, Game Pass.
Yep.
Grounded is finally hitting 1.0. They're putting the narrative fully in there. I've tried Grounded a couple times and I just can't get into it.
I'm super excited for this. I've been waiting for that story mode, so I'm in day one.
Sure. This next one I thought looked very striking. Erebon Shadow Legacy. I'm not even 100%. It's definitely some kind of action game. You can like traverse through the shadows. Some pretty good like acrobatics along the rooftops. Made me think of like Sly Cooper a little bit. I thought this looked very fun.
Yeah, it seems like you have to utilize the shadow mechanic to like kind of do like a wall run of some sorts in one area and like kind of follow shadows as they move, so you can like
And, like,
stick to
avoid
walls
light
and stuff.
and to
Yeah,
get past like cameras and stuff. Yeah, it definitely looks like a puzzle platformer for sure. That's 2023 Game Pass. Diablo 4 showed up here. A pretty
it
like
did.
sizable chunk. Not only was there a trailer showing off the Necromancer, which I guess is the last class they have to reveal, but also like kind of a developer commentary talking about some of the stuff you'll be able to do. Seems pretty massive, this one. It's, I guess, kind of the big change is you can do it in whatever order you want. There's no like narrative single way to go through the campaign.
Right.
So I mean, I'm looking forward to that. 2023, like, hell yeah. Continue on. Sea of Thieves has a new season. Sure, Ravenlock. This one stuck out to me as well. This is by the developers of Echo Generation, which I played last year. It was earlier this year. I can't even remember. But Echo Generation was a cool little RPG. This looks like they've just like made it even better in terms of the visuals. So I will absolutely play this. Hopefully Game Pass. Echo Generation was Game Pass. So yeah.
Oh yeah, it doesn't say here if it is. Okay, yeah.
Which, yeah, so I'm assuming at the moment it's not, at least so far. Cocoon, I don't remember this one.
This is the weird, like, moving balls around to activate different things. Isometric kind of thing.
Yes, yeah. And you have, like, wings and stuff. Yeah, this is cool. Puzzle platformer, obviously. I mean, I'll play this for sure.
Yeah.
Who's this by? It's from one of the principal creators behind Playdead's Inside and Limbo, so I guess they broke off and made their own thing. Wolong Fallen Dynasty, I do not care for.
You don't like Team Ninja games?
I guess not. Wait, is this a Musou game? Muso game, I mean?
I don't know. Was there gameplay for this one? Because I remember kind of like zoning out here.
It looks like it's just a cinematic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it didn't do much for me at the moment.
Yeah, no gameplay. I sleep.
This next one though, I caught a lot of people from by surprise. Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal are coming to Game Pass.
This is huge.
This is absolutely huge.
Yeah.
As for the longest time, those were PC and Sony exclusives. I understand it's also pretty hard to play Persona 3. Like, there's not an easy way to get a version of that since it was on the PSP.
Yeah.
So that's good. They're coming at different times. I think 3 is the first one. Let's see. Nope.
No,
5 is the first one later this year. 3 and 4 are coming next year.
Yeah.
That was a big one. And then back to back with the Japanese, Hideo Kojima shows up saying, "Hey, on my next game, we're collaborating with Xbox on." Wow. We saw that one coming, right?
There's a petition by butthurt PlayStation fanboys saying, "Stop Kojima's next game." It's like, what are you doing?
That's complete nonsense. I mean, there was a petition when Spider-Man got announced for PC as well.
I know.
Like, this is absolutely crazy.
Like, go find a hobby. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, honestly, you have too much free time. And they almost make it sound like Metal Gear has not shown up on different consoles before.
It's ridiculous. It's so funny.
Yeah. But that was a pretty big surprise, right?
Yeah. I mean, until I see gameplay, I don't care. But it is a big surprise.
All he kind of really announced is he's excited to be leveraging the cloud that like Xbox has access to. So who knows what even that means?
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it just means it's going to be an online connected game. Like even Death Stranding, it was using online servers for all of the like ladders and shit that showed up in your world from other people. And then last but certainly not least, they had a big 15-minute long presentation showing off Starfield.
Yeah.
And this game is apparently massive.
Yeah. I didn't watch the like part 2 follow-up thing that they did. What was it? Monday or Tuesday? I guess it was Tuesday this week. Apparently they showed more of that, and that's where people are like, oh yeah, this thing is like maybe too big or something. and I don't know what that means. But from what I saw here, it seemed like the culmination of what they do. Like, it seemed very Fallout-y, Elder Scrolls-y. Like, it's that sort of game in space, and that's kind of cool.
Exactly. Yeah. And they kind of showed off like just how big is this area, and it's like, well, they're making 100 systems, and each system has like 100 planets or whatever. So there's over 1,000 planets. Sorry, I think it was 10 per system, so that'd be 1,000 planets to explore. Who knows if that's going to mean like there's actual good content on each of these planets, or if it's going to be similar to like Mass Effect 1, where it's like, yeah, you can land on this planet, but there's nothing here besides like mine some resources, and like there might be a base to shoot a guy.
Throw beacons down.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of up in the air so far, but like I thought they showed a ton of cool stuff. They showed the character creator, they showed the you can customize your ship. And then they showed some quests and whatnot, and this just looks like a absolute massive game. And like the fact that it's going to be coming to Game Pass, like that's a deal right there, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Great live stream. Like that was exciting. Some absolute crazy announcements and some huge surprises for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of cool too, because that stream definitely felt like an E3 conference. The others have been kind of like, not less so necessarily, but they felt more like this is obviously more directs, like Nintendo Direct sort of things. And it was kind of cool to have the big, that in Summer Games Fest, the big, like, this is an E3 presentation type thing. So that was cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have the studios now, and next year they'll have Activision's games to put on there as well.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely sure that next year we will get a big long thing of like, hey, here's 50 Activision titles that we're putting on Game Pass right now, and it's like, bam, we just have everything. We got Spyro, we got every Call of Duty. Like that's absolutely going to be an announcement. So
yeah,
it'll just keep getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then there was a short live stream today, all about Final Fantasy VII's 25th anniversary. And some pretty interesting news came out of that. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is coming to Steam, which makes sense. It's releasing tomorrow.
Yep.
7 Remake was already on PC, but now the Intergrade bonus episode or whatever is getting added. The big one, I think, though, is they detailed the Final Fantasy, the sequel, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And they said it's coming winter 2023, so that's a ways off.
Sure.
But they also said that the Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be a trilogy.
That makes sense. Of course it is. Yeah.
Well, that was kind of one of the big questions, is what is this going to be, considering Remake was like the first 4 hours of 7 extended into like a 25-hour game. And now hearing that it's like a 3-part game, I ask you, you think they do the open world or no?
Oh, the open world? No, I don't think so. Just for technical limitations of how they've built that thing.
After hearing the 3-part, my gut instinct is this is a lot smaller of a game than I expected it to be without knowing. Like after seeing what they did with the first one, it's like, is this going to be like a huge like 5 long part to get everything in there? And I feel like they're going to be chopping some stuff off.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool. There's a trailer they put out for that as well. And then I think the other biggest news was that Crisis Core is getting a remaster coming to everything as Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Looks like it's a similar engine to 7, at least the combat looks very similar to 7. But I'm absolutely going to play that because I did play Crisis Core on my PSP. Not all of it, but I could not tell you a single thing that happened in that game.
Yeah, I've never played it because there hasn't been a great way to play it, so this is fucking fantastic. I'm so excited.
And that's coming this winter. So
nice.
I'm looking forward to absolutely playing that for sure.
Yep.
That was some pretty crazy news.
Yeah. Also, we skipped a lot of other conferences that were just not as big overall.
These were like the ones I watched. Yeah, I didn't see a whole other stuff. I guess, like, what were some of the other highlights? Capcom did some DLC for 8. They showed that off. That was kind of a big thing.
That was the only thing worth watching there, really.
Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma 2 got announced, I guess, today.
Yes, it did. I think I was actually might have been part of this stream or connected in some way to this announcement.
So
The Final Fantasy VII one.
that made me freak out a little bit, and I asked, like, holy shit, is there like a trailer, images, or anything? And they're like, people are like, no. So I was like, oh, okay. No. Then I kind of don't care, but like, I'm excited for the future announcement where I do care.
Absolutely.
A whole bunch of cool indie things. I miss a whole bunch of them. I should have written some down, but a whole bunch of very cool indie things that people should maybe look at some of those other things.
I was hearing that the Wholesome Game Direct was good. I didn't end up watching that one myself, but that one's usually a pretty good time.
It was okay. Yep. I would say it was good.
Honestly, like my favorite ones were the Xbox one was super exciting, and then the Devolver one was just a sight to behold. Those games are very cool.
Frog Gun, as Popsky's saying in the chat, looked very cool. Kind of a PlayStation 1 platformer throwback type game where you have a gun that shoots out like a frog's tongue to like move around, like a hook shot, essentially.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Very cute. Yep. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there that I would recommend if people like indie stuff, check out Wholesome Game Direct. It was very good.
For sure. All right. I ask you, Paul, questions or no questions?
No. Too long.
No. All right. We're going to push the questions to next week. This episode's already running long enough. But with that, a couple housekeeping things. The submission thread for the July's TDP Plus is live. So go submit a game if you're on that tier. And as well, our next episode of TDP, which will be in
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Well, depending when they're listening to this, a week from the Monday after this comes out.
Yeah, a week and a half from now. It's going to be about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will see you guys next week from Canada, because I will be up there.
Oh, right. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.